Welcome back. So the Democratic Alliance's Federal Council chairperson, Helen Zille, has shown interest in becoming the next mayor of Johannesburg, a move that could shake up the city's already fragile political scene. Zille is well known for leadership within the Democratic Alliance and her time as the Cape Town, Western Cape Premier. You remember that she was also the mayor of the city of Cape Town before. While the DA hasn't officially confirmed her candidacy, her name is reportedly coming up in internal party talks, fueling speculation about her return to frontline politics. For more on this, let's now bring in the Johannesburg mayor and ActionSA, former Johannesburg mayor and ActionSA president, Herman Mashaba. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Looking at the response to Helen Zille possibly throwing her name into that race, why is ActionSA, I don't know, expressing the way that it expressed itself around the candidacy of somebody who wants to run for political office from a different political party? Are you afraid of the competition?
Well, absolutely not. I think we live in a democratic dispensation that millions of our people paid dearly for until 1994. And I think it's very important, Aldrin and Newzroom Afrika listeners, that Helen, like any other South African, has got the right to contest anywhere where there's a position. So I think ActionSA that has got absolutely no dispute on that matter. However, we have the consent obviously on behalf of millions of black people under her leadership. Before I got to know Helen as a person closely, before I joined politics, and even when I joined politics, and when I started working with the DA, I started seeing some signs from her that got me worried that she carries what I would really regard as some kind of a Verwoerdian kind of upbringing and ideology, because she's the person, when I was the mayor, who actually fought and developed a campaign work with some of the white councillors in the city of Johannesburg to be against me for providing services to poor black communities, attacking me, getting those councillors to attack me as to why spending funds of their constituency in communities where people don't work, they don't pay taxes, and don't vote for the DA. And on numerous occasions, you can ask anyone in the DA who was in the Federal Council at the time, on numerous occasions where I raised issues to asking for protection, that these people are actually hurting me really deeply as a black person. Also, the reason I got into politics because of the inequality in our country created by many years of brutal apartheid, created also by many years of ANC failure. Therefore, as a mayor, I have a constitutional obligation to provide services to everyone, not only those who supported me. But Helen went on this campaign working with the Institute of Race Relations, including approaching the ANC to say, please, can you help us remove this person called Mashaba, because he's pursuing 35 billion rands of rotten corruption of your senior members. We will get majority of DA members to vote with him to remove him, and came out with this campaign because of some provision of services to poor communities, calling me an EFF mayor. And obviously, you know, everything is history that led me to leave, because the relationship was really toxic when she came back into office. And also, just to really take you into something that's very interesting, because Helen is very toxic when it comes to coalition arrangements. She collapsed the stable government that was running the city of Johannesburg at the time. She collapsed the government of Dr. Palazzi on two occasions when we had enough numbers to keep ANC out. she always believes that she wants outright majority. She always tells the voters to say if they want the DA the government, they must give DA the support. Currently, as we stand, Aldrin and the viewers, DA in the city of Johannesburg has only got 70 councillors, down from 104 when I was the mayor. So I'm not really sure how DA under Helen Zille can believe that they can move from 70 votes to 136, because for them to govern without a coalition, she will need 136 voters. And the dynamics totally different here in the city of Johannesburg, unlike Cape Town. The voting bloc of people that she does not want to provide services to, the people that she believes do not have the potential to govern, they are corrupt, they comprise 80% of the voting bloc. So I'm not really sure where she's going to get the votes from. But she's got all the right to come back. We have the right as ActionSA and South Africans to really express our views on anyone who wants to enter a political arena. Our criticism is actually based on this right that we have to express that opinion on such a person.
Yeah, but wasn't Helen Zille also crucial in your political ascension once you started entering politics and making your way all the way to becoming the mayoral candidate for the Democratic Alliance, and then later, of course, being mayor of the city of Johannesburg? And this is now putting aside the fallout that then ensued later on with the coalition, support of the EFF, and how they'd refer to you as an EFF mayor.
Well, as I said to you earlier on, I did not know Helen from anywhere until, obviously, because of my open critique of the ANC administration, corruption and fraud. When I actually personally joined the ANC, she made contact with me. I once had dinner with her at my house. That's the only time I really had that one-on-one. But she was not really the only person. By then, I'd already met Musi Maimane and other DA leaders in the DA. She wasn't the first person. So for her to claim that she was instrumental, yes, she met with me to really convince me. And unfortunately, I misread her because, these liberals, so-called liberals, sometimes can really mislead you until you get to know them personally. That's why I'm saying to you that before I became the mayor, I was under the impression that she was the liberal she portrayed herself to be, only to find that my own personal assessment of her, she carries too much weight of the Verwoerdian kind of culture of believing that black people are not really capable. That's why she doesn't believe in black leadership in the DA.
Which is something, of course, that she continuously argues, that the Democratic Alliance is the most diverse and they believe in black leaders as well. But what do you think a mayoral candidacy of Helen Zille would mean for the people of the city of Johannesburg, the people that you once served?
Oh my goodness, I would really feel so bad for black townships and villages falling under the DA administration. I only have to really take them now to Cape Town, to Khayelitsha, Gugule, to Glanga, and so forth. Aldrin can come back home here in Gauteng, in Tshwane, until the removal of Zille Brink in October of last year. People of Tshwane, the townships and the villages, are now for the first time seeing serious service delivery. We're seeing one of the biggest investments since 1994 being made in the black townships by a democratic government. So with Helen coming into Joburg, I can imagine Soweto will soon be turned into a squalor like how she has actually turned to Guguletu and Khayelitsha. So I would really feel really sorry for the Black Townships, because she'll have no time for that. She's made it clear her priority is economic growth. Social justice is not her agenda, and her mission is to make sure that Sandton is clean, because you used to accuse me of not cutting grass in Sandton, focusing on providing toilets to communities that did not have toilets, when I wanted to provide simple portable toilets. So basically, the people of Alexander Soweto are in big trouble. But fortunate enough, I don't really believe she will get the numbers to really be in government. Let her come. It will be a very interesting campaign. We're ready for it as ActionSA.
Will you possibly be standing as an ActionSA mayoral candidate in the city of Johannesburg? Has anyone approached you to consider that?
Well, no one has approached me. I don't really lie like this lie that we've had the last few days, that Helen has been approached. I mean, that's her style. I mean, my knowledge and assessment of Helen Zille, and I've said this many times before in public platforms, even on Newzroom Afrika, that Helen, so far, it's one person that I believe would pass a lie detector test with distinction. So, I mean, this whole lie of being approached, it's a figmentation of her own imagination. So ActionSA will make the necessary announcement of the candidate when we are ready. We are not going to make the announcement because the DA has decided to really come out with their normal misinformation campaign of misleading society.
Yeah, but would you consider that?
I think ActionSA will make the necessary pronouncement at the time when it is appropriate for us to make a pronouncement as to who is going to be our mayoral candidate.
So that's not a yes or no?
Well, it is what I'm saying to you, that ActionSA will make the pronouncement as to who is going to become our mayoral candidate at the time when it is appropriate for us to make that announcement.